Sincere.
Matt.
Today we're here with Coach Will Collins. He's a All-American high school, college, and high school and college. He went 2 years pro, then he retired and began to develop the youth, collegiate level, and pro athletes. As his athletes began to develop to a higher status in their communities, he began to develop to a higher status and began to separate himself from his peers and became known as one of the well-known coaches around the nation from Fast University.
Awesome. It's awesome.
Coach Will, how are you?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I appreciate you guys for having me on.
Problem.
Of course.
We have a few questions that we came up with from us and our peers in the chat.
Okay.
Follow your page. My first question is, what does a good warm-up consist of?
I think a good warm-up would consist of, for one, just generally getting your body, warmed up in a proper, I guess you could say like a time. You don't go in there and turn the heat up real fast and start cooking the roast. You got to slow cook it so it can get tender, right? I think the muscles are the same way. You don't go in there trying to heat up your muscles really fast. So you don't go in there like sprinting really fast. Some people like to do long jogs, which we do that in the off season. Like we do longer warm-ups because it's a part of our training. But generally when we're talking about like warming up for like sprint season and in-season competitive, I like it more of a dynamic warm-up and more of a gradual warm-up. The way we do it is we start off with basically a technical stride forward, side straddle, then we go technical stride down, and then we do a reverse run where we kick back. So it opens up the hips in the front. We'll do that probably twice, early season, and then maybe once late season. And then we go into our specific dynamic warm-ups and stretches that actually activate our glutes and, all the activation stuff. And it just takes time. Our warm-up takes, including all of our drills, takes about 30 minutes.
Okay. So my question is, what is your coaching philosophies and how do you get your athletes to follow those philosophies?
My coaching philosophy, the number one philosophy is practice makes permanent. We believe that everything that you do becomes a habit if it's good or bad. So we teach our athletes to do a lot of things that a lot of other athletes don't do. So we have to walk a certain way. So, instead of on the outside of our foot, we walk more towards the inside. If we have I guess you could say most people are often pronated. So you have to compensate for that. You see what I mean? So we work on those type of things. The way we walk, even the way we drill is meticulous every day. So we practice makes permanent. If you make a mistake and it's like continuously mistake, then we coach you like, hey, this is becoming permanent. You know what I mean? So that one philosophy, I believe, is the main philosophy. But the second, I guess the first 4 principle of our program is being persistent, being consistent, being resilient, and then being humble. So those are the 4 main principles or philosophies.
My next question is, what made you want to give knowledge to the world, through your page, other than just keeping it for your athletes? Like a lot of coaches, just my knowledge is my power, and you're giving a lot of knowledge for free.
Yeah, for free. I don't, to be honest with you, and I don't want to make it, I'm very transparent. I think that when I was young, I always, I watched a lot of those videos, and y'all probably don't know about it because y'all don't even know about VHS tapes. You know what I mean? Those old tapes.
The big blocks, yeah.
So we had the VHS tapes, and you have to press a button like pause, and like the tape would slow down, like you're watching it. So that's how you slow-mo things. You feel me? So you know what I'm saying? So I was in there you know what I mean? Buying dollar store VCRs that do the little pause thing for me. You feel what I'm saying? Trying to figure out how to pause and slow this thing up. And I was into it, man. I really was into it. So I figured there's gonna be a bunch of kids out here like me somewhere, you know what I mean, that's wanting to be into track. And so, that was my first sport that I actually was, excited about or good at, and I took it for myself to be good at, So I just kind of felt like there was more kids like me. So I said, I might as well let it all out and let them have it. And then also what I learned from letting the athletes have it online, the coaches are now using it and working. You know, it's been a blessing. I mean, I think it was a good thing that I did it. At first, I was a little bit nervous because, you know, you work hard to get to all this information. And then, you know, people compete. My kids compete against other kids. These kids are learning.
Exactly what you're doing, right?
I gotta go against people that know what we know. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
it gets real.
Awesome. That's awesome.
All right, so I have a question about like your athletes. So what do you tell them if they have like a not so good race day, or if they don't perform as they want to perform? Like how do you give them encouragement or tell them to do in their next event or something like that?
Oh yeah, that happens. Let's see. We've had that happen a few times this year. I mean, like certain runs doesn't go right because either the weather, like the wind or something, and then the athlete doesn't have an understanding like, yo, you ran great, you know what I mean? But they're like, no, I'm supposed to PR. You know what I mean? But I was like, it was negative wind, bro. Chill out. You know what I mean? So you got to get their mind back to normal. So, I mean, I think the best thing is when I come to a meet, I'm not really tripping, you know, and like I'm here to help. I'm not here to judge. I mean, the numbers and the stuff get judged by itself, and the performance we'll look at it when we get back to the house. You know what I mean? Like, while we're here, we're supposed to keep you good. And my job, when I go to meets, I don't even coach, man. I'm really just the dude that holds your water bottle, tell you it's time to warm up. You know what I'm saying? Because I've coached you. I got to coach you at the meet, dog. There's something wrong with me. You know what I mean? And us, because we at the track meet. You're supposed to be able to run by yourself. You know what I mean?
Sure, yeah. That's a great thought process to have, because if the steps that you take in the off season, like you were saying, if that doesn't prepare you for a meet, then I failed as a coach. Yeah. So I mean, come race day, you know, you should be ready to go. We've been working on this for weeks and months, and you've been killing it in workouts. You've been treating your body right. So let's go out there and run fast. And I mean, I'm going to be there to support and everything, but at the end of the day, this is you. I mean, I can't run your race, so you know, I think that's a very unique stance that I've heard from a coaching aspect. But I really do understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, I think the kid has the abilities, and if something happens at the meet, like you need my help, I'm here. I'm definitely here. I'm gonna help you figure it out all the way. Like matter of fact, my kids will come and run a race, and there'll be certain parts of the race we got to work on. So we'll talk about it and say, hey, you did good right there. I mean, you about to run this, the prelims and finals. You finna run the finals. Yo, when you get right here, just do this, make me good. And then they do it, and then the time gets better. So that's kind of like how we do it. We do some coaching, but it's not like no major coaching. It's just like small little things, adjustments, and then like physiological adjustments. If they feel some kind of way, like I'll pull a kid out, like, hey, coach, I'm feeling like this right now. I'm like, well, cancel that. You know what I mean? Tell them you're not running that. You know what I mean? Tell them you're not running that, because what's the point if you're going to run bad? What's the point of us coming out here doing all of that? You know what I mean? Practice make permanent. I don't want to learn how to run bad. I want to learn how to run good. Let me just call it a day, man. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know, if they're dodging a 4x4 or something like that, I'm not going to do that. You feel me? I'm not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? But like, if you legitimately saying like Camo didn't do the finals in the 200 meters, I think at A&M, he ran like the 60 hurdles, and I forgot what it was, but he just didn't do the 200. He was like, no, I'm good, because he had to run the 4x4, right? Okay. Makes sense. You know what I'm saying? He's like, man, I'm gonna do this instead of that.
Yeah. See, if you guys don't want me, that sounds very, very relatable to my season this year. So I'm a 60 hurdler, 200 runner, and I'm a part of the 4x4. And there were times like at Clemson Tiger Fall Invitational, I had the 60 prelims, 60 semis, turn around, run the 200, and then next day run the 4x4, and it was just like oh my goodness, there was just so much that you have to remember, and then different race strategies, because some people are just go and run, and then there's some people there that are technicians and are like, you know, don't forget this part of your race. Okay, you got to go now.
Well, just to do those many races, you got to know how to warm up, and you got to know how to cool down. You got to know how to recover. See, people don't talk about that kind of stuff, because at the end of the day, all these races take a toll on your body. So you got to know how to like appropriate the amount of energy you have to give in a certain amount of time. So if you got 10 bars of energy and we got a 2-day meet, you can't give up all that day one and think on day two you're finna come back and do something on the finals. Right. So it's kind of not saying you got to hold back, but it's like you got to know how to recover, You gotta know
Mm-hmm.
when to not run an event. Like, I'm not gonna run this event this week. I'm gonna run that one next week. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like being selective with your races and all that matters. And that's kind of like you said earlier. You guys were asking me, how do I handle a kid that's not performing well or having an issue? Legitimately, we just look at it scientifically and we just say, hey, bro, this look like this look like that. Doesn't look like this is gonna work out this way. So let's just do this. You know what I mean? Or hey, it looks like it's gonna work out this way. I know you're not feeling good. Let's just do what I say. You feel what I mean? We do stuff like that. We make those type of adjustments.
What would be some advice you would give to like a novice runner just getting into track, like for his first steps to learning the sport?
If you want to run track and it's your first time running track, I would advise you to study the track. Like study track and field and sprinting. Watch pro sprinting first. You know what I mean? And then work your way down to what's going on where you at. You understand what I'm saying? Because people will often look at track like because they see it through the eyes of their as my friends on the block ran track, and man, that one dude was fast and he ran like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, watch it the right way first, and then you won't get confused. You feel me? And then when you see all the other stuff, then you can be like, hey, you don't add up to what I saw from the beginning. You feel what I'm saying?
All right. Yeah.
And that's how I started track. I started track like I watched the Olympics and stuff. I wasn't really paying attention to like people running track at school. I wasn't into that. You know what I'm saying? Like until I seen it on TV, like them boys was like techniquing it out. I was like, damn, this look tight. I was like, in slow motion. You know what I'm saying? I was like, this is tight. Yeah. So that's kind of where I'm at. Learn from that place. I think it's easier to understand the big picture when you become when you want to become a good athlete. It's a bigger picture is easier to see.
When we first started, all of us in track, we were all like on the same high school team at one point. We would watch other high school teams and watch how like their fastest runner would run, and we'd be like, that's not really how we know it. And we'd be like, should we try it? I'm like, nah, we won't try it.
We'd see everything. We'd see a toe drag, side step, everything. It's just like how's it working for him? But when I try it in practice, it doesn't work. And then
it doesn't work like that. It's like even like the toe drag. Like people keep talking about the toe drag. Like for one, like I don't think you should drag your toes. Do our kids drag their toes sometimes? Yeah, duh. Yeah. You see that. Everybody know that. But like, am I trying to get them to not drag eventually over time? Yeah. Eventually, it's over time. We don't want no drag or a light drag or a little bit, no drag. I prefer no drag. But the ideal is these concepts don't fit everybody. I have certain athletes that actually just do the regular heel recovery coming out of the blocks. And it fits them because they're weaker and they can't shoot out as far and they compensate for that second step. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So when you don't, you wouldn't make an 8-year-old do low heel recovery. That's stupid, bro. It's like, you feel what I'm saying though, right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, it's the same thing for you guys. It's like you built differently. Everybody's built a different style. Some people are light, some people are stocky. You feel me? So different styles work for different people. And that's kind of like, that's really what I should be able to, I guess, convey in the future, I think, for other people. But right now, I have to convey the things that I need to convey for my athletes online. So people that do train with me online, and people don't know, most of my content is not all the way for everybody. It's legit 70% of it's aimed towards people that I train. So if you guys see little bullet points, those are for people that train with me that know what those things mean. And then when they go to practice, it's like cliff notes. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh yeah, remember to do that, Coach Will. I remember that because we talk in a certain way. We do certain things. You know what I mean? But you guys are catching on after time. If you stay watching my page long enough, then you know what I'm talking about. And then you start to put the cues together. You know what I'm saying? Y'all have done that. I've literally watched it. It was amazing to me. I was like, dang, these dudes actually know this stuff.
Yeah.
You actually taught me low heel recovery off of your page. I studied all the videos. I looked at your YouTube and saw the low heel recovery, and I sort of implemented it in a way out of my start, and my start just got a lot better. So
That's great. Sometimes it doesn't always work that great because it takes a lot of pieces to put together, but it took you a long time to figure it out, didn't it?
It took me a whole year.
Yeah, that's the truth. See, people don't get that. That is the truth. I believe that.
What is your ideal practice schedule week? So Monday is speed or Monday is speed endurance, or how would you construct
So what time of the year? what was in season? You were talking about in season.
Yeah, in season ideal practice week, I guess. So I know some coaches do speed endurance on Monday or Tuesday. Like, what is your take?
So my thing is basically we do speed special endurance workouts. Like I guess you could say our longer work would be on a Monday. Then we do speed blocks, technical work on Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, we do tempo work. And then Thursday, we go back to doing speed. That's usually our common style of doing things. What we do sometimes, it's really towards like right now when you peak. Monday is actually our quality day. So meaning I put the speed up front, and then I do speed endurance on the second day with a small component of speed in it at the same time. It's kind of like I'm hybriding the days, I guess you could say. So like that longer day really is really not that long. It's like our longest stuff that we're doing right now would be in a long day, I think it'll be like 200 maybe. You know what I mean? And like 300 for the 400-meter runners. Like they're running a whole out 3. Like we ran 300 yesterday. Yesterday ran an all out 3. So like that'll be it for us on a Monday usually. But you know, as we get closer to the end, we do like nothing but pretty much like shorter stuff anyway. So I just make it more quality Mondays. And the science behind it is that your central nervous system has to recover, or you're basically taking away a bit of your spunk or your sharpness from your central nervous system to learn how to coordinate your limbs and stuff like that. That's needed to learn technique and max velocity and all that stuff. So you need to use that on your fresh day. If you train hard on a Monday and you come back on Tuesday, you're doing speed work, you're going to be a little bit duller than what you would have been since you did a practice on Monday. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And over time, that kind of adds up. So like 10% adds up over time. You do 7 months that way, then you're not getting a sharp speed training the whole year almost. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we kind of play with it. So it's never dogmatically done that way, but I'll play with it.
I have more like personal questions.
Okay.
Favorite track meet that you ever competed in?
My favorite track meet I ever competed in, I think it was like I ran at NEIA with Mike Rogers. He won that year. I got 4th that year. Derek Atkins got 2nd. That was my favorite one. We was in California. What was it? San Francisco or somewhere. It was pretty out there. That was my first time going to Cali. And it was crunk. It was like I ran so many races that day. I was so tired. And, you know, I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't really in like the perfect shape because some of the training that I was doing, it was my fault. I didn't do it in the 400 meters. So I was like kind of big, you know what I mean? But I still ended up getting 4th, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, you know what I mean? Yeah, so I was like, hey, that's good. So it was cool, man. It was a fun experience, dog. I really enjoyed that.
Sounds fun.
Do you have any pre-meet rituals, like when you were running?
Man, it's gonna sound crazy. I always take a dump, man. I don't know what the problem was.
Oh yeah, who doesn't?
I know. I'm like,
That's
when I got there, I'm like, I gotta go, man. Let it go, man.
it's times where it's
Feel
just
light.
like it's like you're about to get on the line. It's like, coach, I gotta go.
I'm like, soon as roll up, 8 o'clock, you roll up to go, shake out. I'm like, it didn't matter where I was, college. I'm like, yo, let's hit this bathroom, son. Like, these oranges is hitting me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta go, man. And then I feel good after that. Like, I'm ready to run the 4x1. I'm ready to go. You know what I mean? Like, I'm light.
Yeah.
I'm real light.
Yeah. Every single athlete goes through. That's a
people don't talk about it though. People don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you consider to be your greatest achievement in like your whole track career as in coaching and competing?
My greatest achievement in coaching?
Yeah.
I guess Tiffany Townsend is the fastest girl ever to run, one of the fastest girls ever to run track. She ran 22.8, 11:21, 54 flat as a senior. She's the number 6 all time, 7 all time in a 200, something like that. And yeah, that was good. That was a good look. Jacob Norman, he trained with us all the way to December, and then he went to Baylor and won NCs right there in like January.
Crazy.
Baylor does definitely produce a lot of really really good sprinters and quarter milers.
Oh yeah, they got a good they got great coaches there. I love the coaches. They like family to me, so I love them over there.
Yeah.
If you could work out with one track athlete, who would it be?
Work out with them, or
Yeah.
train them, or how they work out with me? Which one you talking about? Which way?
They work out with you, so you're training them.
And if I had a chance to work with them,
Could be anyone, past or present.
Oh, past or present. That's a pretty good question. I don't know. I usually end up working with the people I want to work with, so it never got to the point. I think like every year in Houston, at least, there's some kid that I wish would train with me, and then maybe training with somebody else. I'm not gonna lie about that. There's always somebody locally that I see that has a lot of talent that if I could work with them, it would freak people out. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking for those kind of people. So I'm not looking for fast people. I'm really looking for like dudes that run like 10.7 and stuff, or 10.8, and then turn you into like a 10.3. You know what I mean? That'll freak people out. That kind of stuff.
Yeah. That's really cool. Personally, if I could train with someone, it would either be between Michael Johnson or probably Grant.
Oh, you talking about like train a pro? Like if I was to train somebody as a pro now, and see, the thing about it is I wouldn't want to train them as their coach, and that's me. That's where I'm at right now. Even as right now, like I train my athletes and I develop them all the way to the bottom, so I know what it takes and I know what pros take. Yeah. But pros are a different situation because you actually have to live with these people, and then you gotta imagine like they go through a divorce and stuff. You're like their dad or like their uncle or somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like you life coaching. You're not just coaching, right? These like grown folks. Yeah, you grown folk in it. So it's like you real life living their drama in your life. That's a lot. You feel me? So for me, I would rather like be their technical coach. So if I could technically coach somebody, man, it would have been legit probably Jeremy Werner, man. Like Jeremy Werner. It sounds crazy. I actually know Jeremy. He's good people. We all know each other. But I think Jeremy Werner would be good because I feel like he didn't have a lot of power in the beginning part of his races. I think I offer that. And then I think I could have changed his sprint style and had him run the 100 more to where he could have been more like a Vanny Kirk. You know how Vanny Kirk go 9 and then he go 19, like what, 19.7 or 6 or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's really what it takes to go, you know what I mean, to break the world record. And I feel like Jeremy had everything it took to break the world record. He was just missing that 9.9. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was off the first part of the race. And, you know, I'm pretty good at the first and the acceleration. So I think that would have been a beast combination with me and him working together. He just hit me up recently, man. Like, yeah, he's a good dude, man.
Yeah. I believe Sincere has some, like, quick hit questions.
Yeah. All right. So these are just going to be right off the dome. Just quick. Doom, doom, doom. Okay. What's, in your opinion, the hardest event in track?
The hardest event in track is the 400-meter hurdles and the 800 meters.
I fix that. All right. Your favorite pre-meet meal?
Pre-meet meal? Shoot. I don't know. Boiled eggs, I guess.
Boiled eggs? I've never.
Yeah, I wouldn't eat. I don't eat the yellow part though. That was my thing though back in the day. I don't know. It was just something we was on. All right, no science behind it. It had Tony Satchery on it. We was just jamming them bad boys like.
All right. Race day or just any other day? Are you taking water or Gatorade?
Hell no, no Gatorade ever. We don't ever drink Gatorade. Yeah, you never drink any type of high fructose corn syrup prior to running. It's actually counterproductive because what it does, it causes issues with dehydration, and then it also spikes your sugar level. There's a lot of things that go into that. Do not drink Gatorade. Drink coconut water, and if you really want to get serious about it, you can use some Pedialyte if you really get dehydrated. But man, don't drink it sugary, man. They be like LeBron James does not drink Gatorade at the game, bro. Like legit.
Yeah, straight water. What is, in your opinion, the best running shoe or the most comfortable for you, or that you would provide for athletes?
The best spike, or are you talking about flats?
Spikes.
Spikes, I would go with Nike Zoom Ja or Elites. All those Nike hard midsole spikes, period. Even from the past. those are the best because of the spike plate is just so stiff. I'm big on having that stiff plate. It's key for how we run, and I think it's key for how everybody else runs too. So I would want those.
All right, cool. The greatest influence in coaching and in competing.
Greatest influence for my coaching?
Yeah.
My father. My dad is my greatest influence of coaching. My dad started coaching when I left for college because he was excited about track because I started it up, you know what I mean? And then he started studying it because he wanted me to be good. And he figured it out. When I left for college, he ended up training my sister. She ended up going like 57 or something like that. She didn't even want to run track. She quit, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like, you know, my dad was just very methodical. My dad as a person is very, very, very like a obsessive person. He gets stuff done, basically. So that's a good look. So he taught me how to be like that. And then also he does all of our workout programs as far as like our training stuff. He makes like, he's the mindset behind the way we run our workouts as far as like, we're doing 300s and 250s and 120s at certain times of the year. He designs the timing of it. And I definitely have a say so, but my dad, you know, is the mind that builds all those pieces. So yeah, I think my dad. And then after that, it'd probably be Coach John Smith from HSI, coaches Carmelita Jr., Otto Bolton, Maurice Green, Allison Felix, you just name people. English Gardner. I mean, he coaches the fastest people in the world still.
Solid. Now, as a coach, would you rather be a loved coach or a feared coach?
I think
during
neither.
Workouts. Yeah.
I think respected. I don't want to be loved or feared because I got family. You feel me? So like, I got all the love I need, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm good.
Definitely.
Fear, I don't operate with fear. I think anybody who operates in fear has a limited time. You feel me? You can't operate in fear forever. So no, I don't want to be feared. I'd rather be respected, though. I think respected is good because either you're not my friend or you are my friend, but you see what it is and you see that it does what it do. And then that's pretty much it. Like, you know, hey, I know he gonna do that. Then it's gonna do. You know what I mean? Respect, but I don't like that guy. You know what I'm saying? Or man, he gonna make it do what it do. I love this guy. You know what I'm saying? However it is, I want the respect though. You come with the disrespect, I'm not liking that. Yeah. So
for sure, that's a great. That's definitely a great out of the box answer. And all right, final question. I'm gonna throw it back in the day for you. Late night, right? Are you gonna watch Martin or are you gonna watch Fresh Prince?
Oh, Martin, dog. Martin.
All right, cool. Yeah. That's what I was hoping. Martin. Me personally, I'm definitely taking Martin.
Martin, dog. Tyrone, just Tyrone alone. Jerome Rome.
Hit the shoulders.
That alone gonna get it, man. That alone gonna get it.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
All right, Coach Will.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, of course. Pleasure having you on.
No, not a problem, guys, man. I appreciate y'all.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Peace out.
Keep fighting.